something. 10 men, 20 men, 30 men. That fool was something. 10 men, 20 men, 30 men. Yeah, drink 'em up. Yeah.
All right, so you know what it is, man. It's DJ THORO, a.k.a. THORO, Bridge to the Streets. Right now, you're watching the hottest in the streets right here on thisis50.com. This is the Zoom edition, and I got two special guests in the building. Actually, not in the building. They're on the Zoom. They're in their building. Introduce yourselves.
Yo, what's up, guys? This is Luke and me here. And yeah, we're doing this. We're doing this. We made it. We managed. And here I am with my guy.
And
it's MPR Riche Rich. Y'all know what's going on with me, the one and only, the GOAT. I'm in the building by way of Detroit. I'm based out of Atlanta. I'm in Las Vegas right now for this interview.
All right, so you're in Las Vegas, you're in London, and I'm in New York.
Let's go.
You gotta love technology, man.
You gotta love it.
You gotta love it, man.
There's some lyrics Rich says in our song that is go like, "I'll take you all around the world," right?
Yeah.
Right. So here we are.
Here we are. I'm just hopefully one day I could grow up and be as rich as Rich is right now, you know?
I'm trying to be like you. I'm
trying to be like Rich, man, you know? I'm trying to be like Richie Rich over there. So listen, how do you pronounce your name again? So just for the listeners.
So all right, my name is Luke, right? But then I
made Luke? Is Luke like as in Luke Skywalker? Luke, okay.
Yes, sir. But I thought that it was just gonna be way too easy, and people, I wanted something that people could remember. So I just made like look at me. So it's like look at me.
Oh, look at me. Look at me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So what you should do? You know what would be dope? You should have it. Everybody's into jewelry, and not everybody, but if you are into jewelry, you're gonna get a piece with a mirror, so you be like, look at me, like, you know what I mean?
I know.
That could be a trademark, a mirror, a picture of people looking in the mirror, but they're looking at you.
I know, right? That's good one. That's good idea.
Yes. So you only owe me $90,000 for the idea. So good. Don't worry.
I got your credits. You got it?
All right, cool. I take Zelle, Cash App, Venmo, all that. You know, it's all good. However you want to pay. No, I'm messing with you. Well, listen, let's get right into it, man. What are you promoting? What do we have out? What's going on? What are we doing exactly?
Well, there's a lot going on. I mean, I just got back to London. I was in the States for about a couple of months.
Okay.
And, Richie and I have been following each other on Instagram for like about a couple of years, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
And he just, I released this song on the 24th of December.
Okay.
And Richie listened to it, and we got in touch, and he said that the music was dope. We were about thinking to make a collab, but then actually he said, you know what, I love your song. Let's just let me try to put a verse on. And then he put down his verse, he sent it over, and I was like, man, this was too fire. It was too fire. I couldn't let it go. And so I recorded my part, and then he did his. And I flew over to the States, to Atlanta, and we met up. And it was just a blast. We recorded a music video, which is out. And that's what's going on. It's a lot going on.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, is there a video associated with the song you're talking about? What's the name? First of all, what's the name of the song? Let's get clarity here. What's the name of the song?
Let's start from there. The song is called 24/7.
24/7, okay.
It came out yesterday, which was the 24th.
24th, look at that. 24 is your number. I'm playing that number, 247. I'm playing that number. I might win a lot of it. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's the number I'm playing. I'm playing 247. So, and then you guys have the video as well with that 247, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
It came out all of it yesterday.
Okay, so where can that video be viewed at right now?
YouTube, just YouTube, my Vivo channel, and it's on all platforms. It's on Apple Music as well. The video to be bought if people want to.
Right. Now, were you born and raised in London, or you're originally from London?
No, so basically, I'm Italian. I was born in.
Because I was gonna say you don't have a British accent. That's what I was.
Nah, not at all.
Right.
But I mean, I was born in Naples, in Italy. Not sure if you know.
Naples, I know where. Yeah, Naples, Rome. I've been through all there. Yeah. Oh yeah.
So it's like the south part of Italy, and I moved to London when I was 18, which is like about 10 years ago. So it's 10 years that I'm in London, but I've been traveling all around. Like I've been to the States many times, Spain, Brazil. So yeah.
Right. So your musical influence would come from where? Like where did you first get your, get the urge to do music? What inspired you to do music?
Yeah, well, so it all started out easily in Italy. That's where I grew
Okay.
up, my passion.
Anthony.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's where it all started. I bought my first keyboard when I was 14, and I was writing down like just stupid melodies that I had in my mind. And then I was working in a recording studio as well when I was 14 till 18. So it all
Right.
started from there, but then it got complex with, my life getting complicated. It all got complex as well, like my musical taste. And I was studying music at university, so I was listening to jazz, to hip hop, to rock. And yeah, then the traveling as well, like to Latin America, to Spain, it gave me like that reggaeton,
Right.
Latin pop influences.
Right.
Um, so yeah, there's a lot of like different backgrounds that make my
Right.
music today.
So so you play instruments.
I play piano.
Oh, you play piano.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Okay. How long have you been at the piano?
Well, like professionally since 18, like when I started university, because there was a course just for keyboard, for piano.
Right.
So I mean, from 18, that's when I actually started to, study.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So are you better than Alicia Keys?
Oh my God, man. What you're saying? Yeah, what you're saying, I love. She's just such an inspiration. I love her.
Right, right. So speaking of inspiration, so um what artists were you inspired to? Or who were you listening to growing up before you started doing music? Who were you listening to? What artists were you listening to that made you want to do music?
Yeah, all right. Like keeping internationally, when I was like a child or like just younger, my family, like my father and my mother, they always put Mariah Carey, Prince, Michael Jackson, Boys to Road, like that. There's like a lot of stuff from the 80s. But then me
Right.
myself today, like what I listen more, like it's very inspirational. Bruno Mars. I love Bruno Mars.
Bruno
The
Mars. Okay.
Weekend, Rihanna, Drake, Future. Yeah, that's what I would say
Right.
is my inspiration today.
Right. Now, as far as your music, everyone has a style. Um, some people have what I call range. They do everything. But what is your specialty? You do R&B, you rap, you do both. Like, what do you do exactly musically?
That's really difficult question, and I don't know if sometimes it's better like that or it's not. But because
Hmm.
I've been in university, I was studying music, and me myself, I don't have like a particular genre that I listen to every day. Like my playlist, like all of my friends, or when somebody's in my house and I put in music, it's just like there's so much variety. So I
Right.
started out like making just pop songs. My first EP was pop. But
Okay.
then, I speak Spanish, Portuguese, Italian. So like,
Oh, okay.
there's always been like that kind of Latin thing that people wanted me to bring out. So
Right.
I mix all of those languages and all of those genres into my music. Like, there's not one thing that people can say, oh, it's a hip hop artist, or I'm an artist, I'm a performer.
You're an artist, so that's what I said. So then you have range. You do everything, you
Yeah,
know?
I want
Yeah.
people like to accept like that I like to do all of these things. There's not just look at me, the hip hop artist or the reggaeton artist. Like, it's me as
Right.
an artist. I like to make music, and yeah,
Right. Okay.
it's
So
complex.
say that again?
It's complex, I know.
Right. No, it's not really complex. It's just it's a question that I like to ask because it brings me to my next question. What's your strong point musically? Is it the pop songs? Is it the rap? Is it the Spanish? Is it the reggaeton? What's your strong area? You feel like what do you really stand out at? Is it maybe just the piano? I don't know. What from your perspective, what's your strong point?
From my perspective in music, what I like
Yeah.
most doing is songwriting. So
Oh,
I
songwriting. Okay.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be able to answer your genre question yet. It's just like the songwriting for me, it's what I'm most good at it. Like I can just write a song in a second and it just comes so naturally.
Right.
And then like like genre wise, it's really difficult. Like, because every genre brings out a different part of me, a different part of look
Right.
at me. When I'm in the hip
Right.
hop artist, I like to, give it all, like, just go with the flow, say whatever goes in your mind, no restrictions. I like to be free. But then when I'm reggaeton, I like to be more like sort of romantic. If I talk about, some more like important topics in my life or some subject that really matters.
Right.
It's all a different personality, different sides of look at me that, yeah, it's just me, who I am.
Right. All right. So Mr. Richie, what was it that I would say that drew you to look at me? Like what drew you to him? What made you want to work with him? What was it about him?
Oh yeah. Originally, we both are social media influencers and doing that stuff. So we were kind of in cahoots from just hearing each other through other parties. I had a couple guys who I was working with. I did a song with my guy that's out in Tokyo, and he kind of had told me about other people. So I started looking into different things. And with social media is so big, you can kind of see anybody anywhere.
It's crazy, man.
Availability. So when I started looking into it, I'm like, we have been following each other for a while. We've been liking and sharing each other content. We're conversating back and forth. And I heard this song and I was like, this song pretty dope. And I'm somebody who big on working with multiple different people, working with international records and different things of that nature. So I was like, yo, let me tap in with him because this song is pretty dope. Let me tap in with him and let's work. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, it's about how much you working, how many people you can connect with, how many genres you connect with. And that's where you get somebody like me, where it's like, I'm not just hip hop, I'm not just pop, I'm not just reggae, I'm not just I try to be as broad as I can be because I think I can bring out the best of me in any type of genre. So that's what it made me look into it. And then when I heard the song, it was like, nah, this is a hit. This can go somewhere. So I was like, yo, let's work. And it's been history since then. We've been working.
Right. No, you guys are definitely working. Now would you say your audience or your support system is bigger in the States or in Europe, or in Europe? Or where's your biggest supports coming from?
For me?
For both of you guys.
I would say my biggest support is overseas more than anything because I can see my analytics. And when I look at my analytics and I look at who's really supporting, I think it's mainly because of the numbers overseas. It's just so many people versus it is America. Not saying that when I look at my American stats, I see huge followings and huge engagements in the Detroits, the Atlantas, the Houstons, the LAs, the New Yorks. I see all of that. But when I look at the masses overall, overseas, it's so less judgmental. It's more acceptance than anything. That's what I see.
Well, you know what it is? I'm glad you brought that point up. Just as long as I've been doing music and just been involved with music in general, it's always been a stronger appreciation for music overseas. And that is mainly because we take it for granted here in America because it's so accessible. We see artists, and so like, I've seen this, but over there they don't get to see these people or their favorite artists, if you will. You're not gonna see your favorite artist walking down the street overseas like that as you would, where they're from here. So musically, generally speaking, that's why you see a lot of artists from like the 80s, 90s, 2000s, people that are not any longer in the mainstream, they're still touring, making a lot of money overseas because they still appreciate those artists. Whereas here, they've really pretty much done, you know what I mean? So there's always been a strong support system overseas because the music has never been that accessible until the internet. Now it's the internet, but before the internet, you didn't see these people. You just didn't, unless they went there. So it's always been like that. Now, look at me. What about you? Where's your major support system?
So, well, I will say in Europe and UK more.
In Europe, okay.
Europe and UK and Latin America, actually. Because I think it's main thing for language, but also because of my shows. Like I did most of my shows and performances have been over here. So we really didn't have the chance to actually bring this to live into on a stage in the US. So that's what made my fan base over here a bit more like supportive. But looking at my analytics, like how Rishi was saying, it's like just all over the world. It's just about blending all of those people together, and that's what we're trying to do with this song, with this remix.
Right. Now, do you have a project out associated with this one song, or just what else do you have out that they can go check for?
Well, I mean, my last song that I released 2 years ago from my EP, Dreams for You, starting
Dream
from
for you, okay.
yeah, starting from the bottom is the name of the song, and he actually got on MTV. He was in the Emerging 300 chart in the US as well.
Right.
So I think you know, I did pretty accomplished a lot of good things that I'm proud of with that last project that I released.
Right. So earlier I asked you what's your strong point, and the reason why I asked you that, so I have this thing that I do on this platform, and this might be interesting being that we're doing it over Zoom, but it's still a must. I have this segment. It's called On the Spot, right? I don't know if Richie did you warn him about this segment On the Spot? Does he know about
Ah,
you didn't warn him about this segment?
It
So
would
basically,
spot if he
huh?
was warned.
Huh?
It wouldn't be on the spot if he was warned.
Exactly. See, you're a good man. See, that's a good friend. He didn't warn you. That's good. It'll spoil it. So basically what that means is, so basically if you're a rapper, obviously I want you to rap. If you're a singer, obviously I want you to sing. Whatever. So my point is, whatever your strong point is right now, you're on the spot, right? We need to hear some bars. We need to hear you sing. We need to hear you need to give the people that's watching this a reason to check for you. You know what I mean? Like give them, I call this your business, this is your audio business card. You know what I mean?
okay.
This is what I call this. You know, give them a taste of what you do. We'll leave it at that. And whatever that is you want them to see or display. Give them a taste of who you are and what you do.
All right, does it need to be right now? We got like a 5 minutes prep.
Right now, on the spot. Let's go.
All right. Well, it's a marvelous night for a moon dance with the stars up above in your eyes. A fantabulous night to make romance near the color of October skies. And all the leaves on the trees are falling to the sound of the breezes that blow. All right.
Okay. I hear a little bit of Frank Sinatra in there.
Yeah, that's the first thing that came out of my mind. So here we are.
That's dope. So yeah, you definitely got range. I wasn't expecting that. That's dope. You may be able to play in Las Vegas, man. Keep it up.
See, I'm always surprising people.
Yeah. You might take Usher's spot in Las Vegas now, you know?
Fingers crossed, why not?
Word. That's dope. That's dope. I like that. And you do all your own writing. What about as far as the music? You do your own production also?
So about production, I work with producers. I studied production as well in my university, but you know, I prefer just to play the keyboard, the notes, the chords, and then I let the producer do his part.
Right.
So I work with him on the arrangements. I tell him the idea that I've got, like the instruments that I want him to play and stuff like that, but I don't actually work on the production itself.
Right. Now, this next question always tells me a lot about artists, and sometimes I get surprised. Sometimes it be obvious. I'm going to ask you a question. Let's say I produce a record for you, right? And I say, hey, you can put any artist on this song, and it's hypothetical. So I'll say the artist could be dead or alive, and it could be from any genre of music in any era. But you can only pick one artist, dead or alive, from any genre and from any era. Who would you do a song with?
Oh my God. You got me. All right. I will
Who would that be?
I will say Bruno Mars.
Bruno Mars? Okay.
Yeah.
Bruno Mars. I can see that. You know, hey, if you did a song with Cardi B, why not you? You know?
Oh my God! Wow, of course. Yeah.
Who knew? Who figured that would happen, right?
Absolutely, yeah. There's a lot of people on the list, you know. I wouldn't be able to, but yeah, the first one on the list.
Nah, bro. In this day and age, that's the beauty of music. It's like a gift and a curse for me, because damn near anybody can pull off anything now, you know. And sometimes that's good, and sometimes that's not, because you got a lot of people that do music and they do it for the wrong reasons. They don't really love music. They're just doing it for monetary gains or money. They don't really love music. They just do it for money. You know what I mean? There's no love in it. You know what I mean? They're not real artists. They just here today, going tomorrow. And you don't strike me like that. You're like, obviously you're not. You've been playing piano since you were 8 and doing music since you were 8 years old, or probably longer than that. So anything's possible. You got to talk it into existence. You know, if you want to do something with Bruno Mars, it can happen, brother. Because like I said,
They say manifestation, right? Manifestation is very important.
Yeah, your manifestation, and not to throw any shade on her, she did her thing, but Cardi B was a stripper. She was not an artist. And look,
you never know. You never know what's happening tomorrow.
You never know what gonna happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
you gotta work out on your today. You know.
Yeah, you got you. So you don't use that for an example, man. You can do anything. Anything is possible. If that don't prove it to you, I don't know what to tell you.
I know.
You know,
if we wouldn't believe that, I think we wouldn't be here, right? If we didn't believe that, we wouldn't be here.
Exactly. Exactly.
So is that we connecting from London in the U.S. and we put anything is really possible.
Yeah, anything is possible. Look, we're in 3 different parts of the country
right now.
Right now,
in one screen.
Like how is that possible?
3 houses in one screen.
You know, and you guys ever watch the show Star Trek? You ever heard that show Star Trek?
Of course, yeah.
So if you go look at Star Trek, right? Star Trek is from the 60s. The first show aired in 1962, right? They had FaceTime. What we're doing right now, they were doing that in 1962.
Seriously?
Like, if you go look at Star Trek, everything that we're doing now, they already did it.
Yeah.
It was already. It's like they was already doing it. So, and they also had a time machine where you step into this cubicle and you could type in what year you want to go to, and you're there.
Who doesn't remember that?
Don't be surprised 10 years from now that can happen, because think about it. Who would think 20 years ago we could be talking like this on a phone? You wouldn't believe it.
Nobody thought that.
No, what you like, how is that possible? You wouldn't believe it. Now it's normal. You know? It's normal. We could be you're in London, I'm in New York. How is that possible for me to see you and talk to you now?
Right? And it looks like we're on the same time, right? We're actually not.
Right. Right. You're 5 hours ahead. You're in London, right? You're 5 hours.
Yeah, here it's like 9:44.
9:44, yeah. And he's in Las Vegas. He's 3 hours behind me.
Exactly.
That's 3 hours. Yeah. I know. Oh man, you in Las Vegas? It's got to be what, 114 degrees out there right now.
It is right now.
Yeah, I know. It's like people don't realize Las Vegas is a desert. You're literally in the desert.
Exactly.
It's built on the desert. All right. So moving forward, let's say 5-10 years from now, man. What are your ultimate goals, musically or just career wise? What would you like to see yourself?
Like the thing that I'm working on mostly is just to expand my audience and expand my. I want to connect. Like what we're doing right now, me and Richie. I think we're on the same page. Like we wanna expand our audience. We want to expand the people that listen to our music. And this is what I'm working on right now, because I think that's really important when you can, like I make music, I write music, and when it connects to people, when people connect to what I'm singing about, it makes me feel, that's what I want. That's my goal. So if I manage to like expand that and work on manage to have like a lot of people that listen, that connects to me in different parts of the world and just supports me, that's my goal, and that's what I'm going to work on, like doing different genres, working with different artists, working on different projects, and
Right. Now, are you to the point where you're doing shows or a lot of shows?
So I did a show about last week, here in London.
Okay.
Usually the summer is good, I always try to plan, because here in Europe is crazy. Like you've got like this season change that it gets people during the winter. People want to do nothing, everything's just like too cold to go out and go to shows. But during the summer, it's so it's so vivid, it's so bright that people want to go to shows and want to do stuff. So I'm planning like a few events that I'm working on this summer.
Okay. This is a fun fact. Something about me. When I go to London, my favorite place to eat in London?
Tell me.
Nando's.
Oh, I loved it. I love it.
Nando's, right?
I love
Nando's.
You know what I love the most from Nando's? I don't know if you tried it. You tried the mashed potatoes from Nando's?
Yeah, mashed potatoes and chicken oil. Yeah, hell yeah. Listen, whenever I'm in London, I eat that every day.
That's impressive.
Every day. Like, Rich, obviously you go to London.
No, I'm going.
Go to Nando's. Go to Nando's. Go to Nando's.
I'll bring him. When he comes. I'm waiting for him to come to London. When he does.
Yeah. Take him to Nando's.
Selfie and Nando's.
That's That's my favorite spot, hands down, Nando's. See, that's how you know I've been to London. You know I've been there, right?
This year I will be in London for sure.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. You know, a lot of people lose sight of the fact that like the drill music is very big, right? But a lot of people don't realize it started in London. That's actually a London sound. You know, Chicago's took heed to it, and then you have Brooklyn drill in New York. Everybody pretty much took the sound, but people don't realize that is a London, that is a UK sound. That came from the UK.
Yeah, I think.
How do you feel about that? Right. How do you feel about that?
It's a big thing over here. Actually, it's a pretty big thing still.
Right.
Even if you from like outside, you don't actually see it, but over here it's a big thing, and it all like gave these different blends of like UK garage and Trill and UK trap, like they all came out from there. So it's actually a big thing over here. It's actually a big thing.
Right. And I'm gonna tell you somebody that really capitalized off that sound, Pop Smoke. Rest in peace to Pop Smoke. But yeah, that whole sound, his producer, he was from London. Like the whole music that came from London. But a lot of people lose sight of that, And it's always very important to me that people know where stuff originated from and whose sound it actually is. It's not a New York sound. It's not a Chicago thing. That's a London thing. That's a UK sound. Yeah. That was just basically is dominating over here now. But even Ice Spice, like that whole sound, that's London. Like everything, that's all London. What she's doing, you know. But a lot of people, it gets lost. It gets lost in the sauce once people start getting popular, and you start thinking because she's from New York, that's a New York sound. That's not a New York sound. That's London what she's doing. I was asking you. I asked you about you said you were doing a song with Bruno Mars, and then I was asking you about the shows. But what I didn't ask you was, what are some of the things you dislike about the industry that you had to deal with since you've been in it? Been a part of it.
I work in this industry because this is my passion. This is what makes me happy every day. Right. But to be honest, like it's not an easy, it's not an easy thing. This is not a game to me, but there's a lot of players in this industry. And what I realized so far that like at the beginning I had a manager. So I used to have a manager and a sort of like label that was, releasing my stuff. And then at the end, they were actually just taking advantages of me and just taking money for what I was doing. Like I was not getting the credits for all that I was doing. When I do music, but then I do the music video and I think the single art, and then I try to make the choreography and the style. I'm involved in all the aspects of my music. And the end, they were not giving me what they promised me. And I realized that all of the stuff that I was achieving was just because of me and my fans. So, and that's just, that's the main thing that really got me like, I gotta do things my way. In this industry, like there's a lot of people, keeping like telling you promises that they're gonna do stuff, but then at the end, they're just, taking your money. And you just gotta look out for that and not be played by anybody.
Right. Well, there's a thing in the industry, I mean to cut you off, but there's a thing in the industry that says, if you can't be used, you're useless. You ever heard that before?
I have never, but I like it. I like that.
Yeah. So don't look at it like, obviously, if you want to get credit for your work, but everybody's happened to me. I've been screwed out of hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not more. That's just what I know about. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So there's just a thing that's called, if you can't be used, you're useless. You know what I mean? So take that for what it's worth. And just try to move smarter. And it's funny you brought up the management, because that happens with management and publicists and whatever. You gotta pay people to watch people that you're watching. You gotta pay lawyers to watch lawyers.
Exactly, yeah.
Right.
It's a lot, man. Everybody's not cut out for it. You gotta have thick skin for this, and it's not always what it's cracked up to be. But you say you love it, you have a passion for it, so you tolerate it and you deal with it. But I'm sorry, Rich, what were you gonna say?
No, and I was gonna say, to add on to what he was saying, basically about the things that I personally don't like of it is a lot to do with how it's become such a thing where it's hard to actually really make money and really make connections. It's a lot of gatekeeping situations that certain people only want to see you win to a certain level. It's like they may want to see you win, but they don't want to see you win to a point.
Past them. They don't want you past them.
Exactly.
You know? I get that a lot. Right.
It's a lot of that going on, and it's like it's enough to me. It's enough space for everybody. That's why I can reach out to somebody like Luke, or he can reach out to me, or I can reach out to somebody like you, and you can reach out to me. Right. We're losing that part of it, of the passion, over money a lot of the times, and it's like it doesn't necessarily have to be that way, but because so many people felt like they've been screwed or they got done a certain way, they're just passing that baton.
It's gonna pass the baton. It just goes on and on. It never ends. I'll share something with you. So I've dealt with people that I've brought like multi-million-dollar deals to the table for artists to maybe perform or do verses or whatever, and their management won't do it because they'd rather not get money than see me get money. Like that. You know what I mean? Like I've had people say, "Oh, well, how much is Thoro gonna get? He's gonna get 60,000. Oh, we're not gonna do it."
Mm-hmm.
But he's getting 600,000.
Right.
But they don't. It's crazy.
They don't want to see you win. It's a weird situation.
It happens all the time, man. Like I can see it's like millions and millions of dollars that people I brought to the table, and people won't do it because they see the come up that I will get from it, and they just don't want to see me past them, so they just won't do it.
It's a sad reality. Man. But they'll be right there like they're rooting you on, and the whole time they don't want to see it.
They don't want to see it, so you got to be mindful of that too. Everybody don't want to see you win. It could be even family and friends. That goes for anybody. You know what I mean? You just got to know who and what you're dealing with. But I definitely I feel you on that with people taking money from you and you're not getting your credit. And man, say I produce records for people, they don't want to give you your publishing. They don't want to split. It's a bunch of bullshit. But there's another thing in business. It goes like this. You don't get what you deserve. You get what you negotiate. Remember that.
Right.
Yeah.
Remember that in business. You get what you negotiate, not what you deserve. All right? So keep that in mind too.
It's very touchful. You're right.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that's free game right there. I usually charge for that. No. So
it was free 99 today. Tomorrow I might have to charge.
I don't know. Tomorrow I might charge. I got some bills to pay, so I might be charging you tomorrow. I don't know.
And even to touch on that, like it's really that type of situation because even for me, like that's where I started seeing more of the lucrativeness in music is because I started negotiating certain situations and getting doors of understanding sponsorships and endorsements and partnerships. That whole part of the game changed a lot about me. And that's kind of how you get me because I've shown people how to brand yourself, how to get certain things going. And then that in turn, when you're talking about branding something else and helping something else, that's even like these two pieces that I got on. It's like these are branding deals. These are situations completely different than me going to go buy something because it looks cool. It's like, hey, I'm helping you. This is what you're helping me with. We're helping each other. It's those type of situations that most artists don't even understand how to get that.
Right. And speaking of branding, you may be one of the most unique artists ever because everybody runs, I don't say everybody, but people use it as a GOAT term, right? He's taking a step further. He has the horns. Like you can't miss you. Like that is nobody has that hairstyle. Nobody. Like
it's one of the biggest brand moves that I ever seen. Like, and to do it and to know it and to see the action from it, like it's crazy. It's really crazy. No matter where I go, I can go to Walmart or I can go to the Taj Mahal, and that same direction is like, yo, this is crazy. I get pictures taken of me every single day. And it's without me even trying. That was a branding tool that I don't think nobody could even pay for that type of a marketing thing.
Right. That's good. So you can learn a lot from this guy, man. He definitely found his niche, his identity like that. That's a one of one right there, and that's how you stand out. And in my opinion, to be a superstar in music or to be a global entity, you got to be in your own world doing music. And what I mean by that is, let's take somebody like let's use Wu-Tang for example. You're familiar with Wu-Tang Clan, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when Wu-Tang Clan came out, they started implementing kung fu flicks into their music. Nobody was doing that. They started using their own terminology, like, you know, you calling money cream. Nobody was using that term cream. They invented that. You know what I mean? They call it, to this day, to this day,
Right?
to this day, we call diamonds ice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ice, right?
Yeah.
That comes from Ghostface and Raekwon. Ghostface and Raekwon made that up. You know, if you didn't know, that's why we call diamonds ice. They made that up.
You look at
that's hard. That's a hard fun fact.
Yeah.
Like real
and
talk.
A lot of people don't even know why they use certain terminology and where it comes from.
This is so interesting. This is so interesting.
Yeah, so you got to think of your own lingo, if you will, your own, you know, like your own. Even with music, you could be different and still coexist. Try a whole different BPM that nobody's using, a weird BPM, just something off the wall, but it's still dope. Like people, you got to approach music like what hasn't been done, not what's been done, what hasn't been done. That's how you should approach music. You know, I'm giving you a lot of free game today, man.
Yeah.
Free game. Hey.
I'm just like trying to make a list in my mind and just keeping all of that in mind. You know, it's really.
Right.
I think it's really important.
You might be rich after this conversation.
Right, and that's how you get people to follow your wave. You know, we far too often we look at what's working and we try to implement it because it's working. So it's a guy like, oh, I'm just gonna do this because that's what's popping. But nobody, not nobody, but very few artists step out of that and go, okay, that's dope. But what can I do that hasn't been done so everybody follows me?
Yeah,
that's how you should approach music. Let me create my own wave. I want people to be like me. I don't want. That's cool if they want to be like that, but let me do something where people want to be like what I'm doing. That's how you should approach music, and you'll get there faster. You know what I mean?
Statement. So, that's a statement. You know, thumbs up.
Yeah. So I'll leave you with that. So listen, before we get out of here, man, is there anything else you want to speak on or chop it up about that we didn't touch on?
Well, you know, I just want people to love this track because it was a lot of work to actually you know get this project alive. Because you know there's a lot of like people like we as artists, we work and we follow other people's waves. You know, we listen to other people artists' music and we get in touch. But a lot of I got like I don't know, what about 20 or 30 songs that I did as collaboration and they didn't actually come out because we work sometimes on project that. You know, because of labels, of management, or people that are behind, it's just like not possible to, you know, put it out and alive out there to people to listen to. And we did it. So like I'm really focused right now on this project, this song, trying to get the most out of it. And then, you know, just keep it going. We've got a lot of stuff coming on, a lot of R&B, other hip hop, on. So yeah.
All right. One thing I didn't ask you: are you independent, or you're on a label? You signed? What's going on?
I'm independent right now. I'm independent.
Okay, that's dope.
But I used to have like the label and the management for like the first 3 years that I started releasing music, which was 5 years ago. So like for the first 3 years, I had a management and a label. But then, as I told you, I didn't go like through happy times with them. And I managed that. You know, I studied music. I got like a lot of contacts in radios and a lot of people that I know that I managed to see that I don't need anybody to do the stuff that I want to do. There's no better management than you. If you're the musician, if you make your music, I think there's no better person than yourself to just try to make a plan and make a good thing out of it.
Right. Generally, I'll share something else with you. A manager is supposed to be able to get you indoors and opportunities that you can't get yourself into. If they're not doing that, you don't need them. It's just that simple. You know, a lot of people, they get caught up until they have a manager, but what are they doing for you?
Right.
You have a manager doing what? Using your resources to contact people you already know? What is that? You can do that yourself. You know? So keep that in mind when you're looking for publicists, managers, what have you. It should be somebody to get you access to something you can't do yourself. That's what you need them for. If they can't do that, you don't need them.
I realized that with the time, but when you're new to the game, you know, like when I was 23 and I released my first song, you know, I was new then, and I was just like keeping hopeful that that person was actually gonna make me, you know, the next Justin Bieber or whatever.
I'll go through it.
You should have called me, man.
Right? I had to.
I'll go
We know
through
each
it.
other now. We know each other now.
You see, I'll save you, man. You know.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
That's all good. But listen, before you go, give out your social media. How can people get in contact with you if they choose to do so?
Absolutely. So it's pretty easy. Just is the same through Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. It's I'm Look at Me.
Okay.
I'm Look at Me. It's easy as that. And
okay.
Yeah, it's the same page username on all of the social platforms.
Right. And Mr. Richie Rich, you give out your social media so everybody follow you.
Yes, if you don't know, you better know, and you're going to get to know. You can follow me any and everywhere at MPR _Richie, RICHE_Rich. And if you, for some reason, can't find me there on all social media platforms, if you really go look up in the attic, or you go look in the basement, or you go look on the corner, I'm somewhere. Look hard enough. The GOAT is somewhere. I'll pop up in every place.
The GOAT.
The GOAT.
All right, the GOAT. All right, the GOAT is here. So, all right, that's what it is, man. I go by the name of DJ THORO. Let them know the name again, fellas.
So, Luke and me here, all the way from London.
And MPR Richie Rich. And we pushing this 24/7. And we dropped it 7/24. And it's going all the way to the top. We're not going to stop it.
That's right. And you can catch us on at a tour near you. We all three, we're going to be on tour. I'm manifesting that.
We're gonna be
He's coming over to London, and he's coming back to the U.S.
That's right. I'm coming to London.
Tour.
And we're going to Nando's tour.
I'll get Nando's as, you know, Catherine's foot.
Yeah, Nando's going to cater it. All right. So that's what it is, man.
20 minutes, 30 minutes, I'm on something. 10 minutes, 20 minutes.